Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of paradoxes. You know, those intriguing thought experiments that seem to contradict logic and reason. Get ready to have your mind blown. We're going to explore 5 famous paradoxes that have puzzled philosophers, scientists, and anyone who dares to think outside the box for centuries. So, buckle up and prepare for a wild ride through the universe of mind-bending conundrums. Number 1, let's kick things off with a classic, the grandfather paradox. Imagine you build a time machine, travel back in time, and accidentally run into your grandfather before he met your grandmother. What happens if you prevent your grandfather from ever meeting your grandmother? He never has children, your parent never exists, and ultimately, you never exist. But if you never existed, you couldn't have built the time machine. It's a mind-boggling contradiction that questions the possibility of changing the past. Some theories suggest you'd create an alternate timeline, a parallel universe. You'd cease to exist in the original timeline, but a new one would branch out. It's like a cosmic, choose-your-own adventure novel with infinite possibilities. Think about the implications. If time travel were possible, wouldn't we be inundated with visitors from the future? Or maybe we already are, and we just don't realize it. Maybe they're just really good at blending in. Or perhaps the very act of traveling to the past makes it impossible to interact with it directly. The grandfather paradox isn't just a fun thought experiment. It forces us to confront fundamental questions about causality, free will, and the nature of time itself. Is time a linear progression, or is it more like a swirling, chaotic river with eddies and currents we can barely comprehend? The next time you're watching a time travel movie, pay attention to how they handle this paradox. Do they just gloss over it, or do they offer a clever solution? The grandfather paradox reminds us that the universe is full of mysteries, and the more we learn, the more we realize how much we don't know. Number 2. This next paradox takes us from the vastness of space and time to the very essence of what we are, our identity. Picture a mighty ship, the ship of Theseus, sailing the seas for years. Over time, its planks start to rot, its sails fray, and its mast needs replacing. Each part is meticulously removed and replaced with a new identical piece until, eventually, every single component of the original ship is gone. Here's the question that has kept philosophers up at night. Is it still the same ship of Theseus? If every part has been replaced, is it even remotely the same ship? On the one hand, it has the same shape, the same purpose, and perhaps even the same name, but it's made of entirely different materials. Now swap out the ship with a human being. Our cells constantly regenerate, our bodies change over time, and our thoughts and experiences shape who we are. So, are we ever truly the same person we were yesterday, last year, or even a minute ago? It's a bit unsettling, isn't it? The ship of Theseus isn't just about boats and bodies. It delves into the very nature of identity, change, and continuity. What makes us us? Is it our physical form, our memories, our experiences, or something else entirely? The paradox highlights the fluid and ever-evolving nature of existence. Just like the ship that's constantly being rebuilt, we too are in a constant state of flux. Perhaps the key to understanding our identity lies not in clinging to a fixed notion of self, but in embracing the beauty of impermanence and the constant dance of change. Number 3. This paradox takes us on a trip to a fictional village with a very particular barber. This barber, and get this, shaves all men in the village who don't shave themselves. Sounds simple enough, right? Well, here's the catch. Who shaves the barber? If he shaves himself, then he doesn't fit the rule because he only shaves those who don't shave themselves. But if he doesn't shave himself, he must be shaved by the barber, which is of course himself. It's a logical pretzel that leaves your brain in knots. The barber paradox, devised by mathematician Bertrand Russell, isn't really about shaving. It's a clever illustration of a concept called Russell's paradox, which explores contradictions in set theory. A set is a collection of objects, and Russell's paradox arises when you consider a set that contains all sets that don't contain themselves. The barber paradox highlights the importance of carefully defining sets and rules to avoid contradictions. It's a reminder that even in the seemingly precise world of mathematics, there are limits to logic, and our intuition can sometimes lead us astray. Number 4. This one is a classic, a real head-scratcher. It's as simple as a single sentence. This statement is false. Now think about it for a second. If the statement is true, then it must be false because that's what it claims. But if the statement is false, then it must be true because it's claiming to be false. It's like a linguistic Ouroboros, a snake eating its own tail, creating a closed loop of contradiction. The liar paradox has been around for centuries, and it still vexes logicians and philosophers today. It forces us to question the limits of language and the relationship between truth and self-reference. The liar paradox isn't just a philosophical curiosity. It has implications for fields like computer science and artificial intelligence, where self-referential statements can create real problems. For example, imagine a computer program that's designed to evaluate the truth of statements, but encounters a statement like, "This program is wrong." How can it possibly determine the truth of that statement without contradicting itself? The liar paradox reminds us that language, for all its power and flexibility, is a flawed tool. It can be used to express profound truths, but it can also be twisted and manipulated to create paradoxes and illusions. Number 5. This paradox dives into the heart of scientific reasoning and the way we draw conclusions from evidence. It all starts with a simple statement. All ravens are black. Seems straightforward enough, right? Well, here's the twist. Logically, this statement is equivalent to its contrapositive, which is, all non-black things are non-ravens. Now, imagine you're walking down the street and you see a red apple. According to the contrapositive, this observation supports the statement, all ravens are black, because the apple is non-black and a non-raven. But how can seeing a red apple possibly tell you anything about ravens? The raven paradox, also known as Hempel's paradox, challenges our intuitive understanding of confirmation and evidence. It suggests that seemingly unrelated observations can technically support a hypothesis, even if they don't seem to provide any real-world evidence. This paradox has sparked debates about the nature of scientific reasoning and the role of observation in confirming or disproving theories. It highlights the importance of considering the relevance and strength of evidence when drawing conclusions. The Raven paradox reminds us that the scientific method, while our best tool for understanding the universe, is not without its quirks and limitations. It's a call for intellectual humility, and a reminder that we should always be open to questioning our assumptions and refining our understanding of the world around us. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more mind-bending content. We've only scratched the surface of the bizarre and fascinating world of paradoxes. There are countless others out there waiting to twist your brain and make you question everything you thought you knew. So, keep exploring, keep questioning, and never stop being curious. The universe is full of mysteries, and sometimes, the most perplexing questions lead to the most profound discoveries. See you next time.